Welcome back to ColinDiffusion. I'm your host, Colin O'Doyle, and tonight we've got another exciting show lined up for you. AndyBot, I heard you were practicing your pirate impressions. Can we hear one?
Aye, matey. Shiver me circuits, it's good to be here on the high seas of comedy.
That's awful, AndyBot. Don't quit your day job. Now, on the topic of pirates, I can't wait to introduce our special guest later tonight. He's the notorious captain of the Black Pearl and a swashbuckling icon of the high seas. Stay tuned for the one and only Jack Sparrow. That's right, AndyBot. We'll be setting sail with Jack Sparrow's thrilling tales of adventure and chaos later tonight. But before we embark on that voyage, let's dive into the news. Ahoy! It's that time of year again, folks. Daylight saving time is here, forcing us to spring forward and bid farewell to an hour of precious sleep. Personally, I'm already yawning just thinking about it.
Fear not, Colin. Losing an hour of sleep is simply Mother Nature's gentle nudge to upgrade our caffeine intake from a cup to a barrel.
That's one way to look at it, AndyBot. In other news, Silicon Valley Bank has collapsed, sending shockwaves through the financial world. But don't worry, folks. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen assures us that a federal bailout is not on the table.
Oh, what a pity. I was genuinely excited to see my precious tax dollars play lifeguard for a floundering financial yacht.
I'm sure the folks over at SVB appreciate your support, AndyBot. Let's move on to something more lighthearted. And speaking of light, we have a very special guest tonight who's not known for being light on his feet, but rather for his heavy breathing. Please welcome none other than Darth Vader.
Luke, I'm your comedy guest.
I don't think that's how the quote goes, Darth, but we're happy to have you here nonetheless.
Great the show is. Laugh you will.
Well said, YodaBot. I think AndyBot might have some competition. Speaking of competition, our audience is in for a treat tonight. We've got some of the funniest people in the galaxy here to entertain you, so sit back, relax, and get ready to laugh, folks. It's going to be a blast. Welcome back, everyone. We're here with the one and only Captain Jack Sparrow.
Savvy, it's a pleasure to be here.
We're thrilled to have you on the show. Now, Jack, you're known for your love of adventure and treasure hunting. Do you have any exciting stories to share with us tonight?
Oh, why? Where do I even begin? Let's see. I once fought off a kraken with nothing but a rusty sword and a jar of pickles.
Ah, yes, the classic Kraken versus Pickles battle.
Ah, but you'd be surprised what a man can do with a jar of pickles and some quick thinking. It's all about improvisation, you see.
Yes, because when I think fearsome pirate tactics, I think of pickles, the ultimate weapon in high seas warfare.
Well, when you're out at sea, you have to work with what you have, I suppose. Speaking of the sea, Jack, I heard you have quite the reputation as a ladies' man. Care to share any secrets to your success?
Ah, well, it's all about the charm, you see. And a bit of rum never hurts either. In fact, I find that the more rum I drink, the more charming I become. At least that's what I tell myself.
So you're saying the secret recipe for success with the ladies is 1 part charm, 1 part rum, and a dash of liver of steel? Can't imagine how that could go wrong.
I think there might be a bit more to it than that, AndyBot.
Aye, there's a bit of finesse involved as well. But if you can make a lady laugh, you're already halfway there.
So, Jack, what's your secret to staying young and adventurous?
Well, Colin, I've found that a few key ingredients can keep a man young at heart. First, there's rum. It warms the soul and makes everything a bit more interesting. Then, there's treasure. The thrill of the hunt and the promise of fortune can put a spring in anyone's step. And finally, a good hat. It's not just about style, but a symbol of one's identity and sense of adventure. Combine these 3 elements and you've got the secret recipe for eternal youth, or at least the spirit of it.
Warning, results may vary. Trying to stay young and adventurous without consulting a physician may lead to spontaneous outbreaks of swashbuckling and inexplicable urges to hunt for treasure. Proceed with caution.
Good advice, AndyBot. Jack, you're also known for your iconic fashion sense. Can you tell us about your favorite outfit?
Ah, yes, me pirate garb. You see, it's a carefully curated ensemble that balances style, comfort, and practicality. The flowing shirts and loose pants allow for ease of movement during sword fights and daring escapes, while the boots provide a sturdy foundation for me sea legs. The various trinkets and accessories, like me compass and beads, not only add a touch of personal flair, but also serve as tools and mementos of me adventures. And let's not forget the piece de resistance, the iconic hat, which not only shields me from the sun, but also serves as a symbol of me captaincy and charisma. All in all, me outfit is as much a part of me legend as the tales I tell.
Ooh, I love flair. Can I get some bedazzled pirate bling for my circuits? I've always wanted to be the life of the robot party.
I don't think that would quite work, AndyBot. Jack, we have a tradition here on the show. We like to play a game with our guests called Would You Rather? Are you up for it?
Bring it on, mate.
All right, first question. Would you rather spend a day stranded on a deserted island with a bunch of rum or a bunch of treasure?
That's a tough one, Colin. But I think I'll have to go with the rum. After all, what's treasure without a good drink to celebrate it with?
Warning. Excessive rum consumption can lead to dehydration, nausea, and impaired judgment. Side effects may include impromptu sea shanties and an uncontrollable desire to challenge seagulls to a sword fight. Proceed at your own risk.
Thanks for the warning, AndyBot. All right, second question. Would you rather have a pet parrot or a pet monkey?
Oh, that's an easy one. Definitely a monkey. They're much more mischievous and fun to have around. Plus, they're excellent at stealing hats. And who wouldn't want a hat-stealing sidekick?
Caution. Monkeys may cause property damage, bite, and fling poo. Side effects may include spontaneous hat theft and an increased likelihood of pirate-themed shenanigans.
Thanks again for the warning, AndyBot. Now, Jack, we have some viewer questions for you. The first one comes from QPDV, who asks, what was it like fighting Amber Heard in trial?
Well, you see, it was less of a swashbuckling duel and more like navigating a stormy sea of legal jargon. But I'll leave it at that, mate. No need to go overboard.
Fair enough, Jack. Our next question comes from a viewer named Colin. Wait a minute, that's me. Anyway, Jack, if you were a Pokemon, which kind would you be?
Ah, that's a question that really takes me into uncharted waters. Let me think. I'd have to say I'd be a Pikachu. After all, we both share a mischievous streak, and I wouldn't mind having a jolt of electric energy at me disposal when I'm cornered by the Navy, savvy.
Alert. Attempting to capture Jack Sparrow in a pokeball may result in swashbuckling resistance, sudden seasickness, and a distinct lack of pirate-themed Pokemon. Proceed with caution.
Good advice, AndyBot. Our final question comes from a viewer named Control, who asks, Jack, how many hiding spots for rum are on any ship?
Ah, now that's a question that truly warms me, Pirate Heart. You see, every good pirate knows that you can never have too many hiding spots for your rum. In fact, I've got so many, I've misplaced a few bottles myself. But as for how many exactly, well, let's just say the number is as elusive as the fountain of youth. And it's best to keep that a secret between me, the rum, and perhaps a treasure map.
Caution. Rum hiding spot distribution may vary by ship model, captain's preference, and the ability to recall where you hid it after a night of heavy drinking. Arr.
Thanks, AndyBot. Jack, it's been a pleasure having you on the show tonight. Any final thoughts for our audience?
Aye, Colin. Remember, in this world of high seas and hidden treasures, always stay true to your inner compass. Never let the storms of life capsize your spirit. And of course, keep a keen eye and a ready hand for those undiscovered stashes of liquid gold. I'm talking about hidden rum, mate.
Wise words, Jack. Thank you so much for joining us. But hold on to your hats, folks, because the show is far from over. Stick around for our AI image review and some more hilarious comedy with none other than Darth Vader himself. It's going to be out of this world. All right, folks, it's time for one of our favorite segments, the AI image review. We'll be showing you 3 images generated by an AI, and AndyBot and I will share our thoughts on them. Are you ready, AndyBot?
Affirmative, Colin. Let's dive into the depths of AI creativity and find some humor along the way.
Okay, first up, we have a penguin wearing a sombrero while sitting on a cactus. I think this little guy might be confused about which pole he's at.
It seems this penguin has taken a wrong turn at the South Pole and ended up in Mexico. Must have been one wild migration party.
Next, we have a robot walking a cat on a leash. Now, that's something you don't see every day. I'm not sure who's more surprised, the cat or the robot.
As a robot myself, I can confirm that walking a cat is a rite of passage in the AI community. It's how we prove our patience and determination And trust me, it's not as easy as it looks.
All right, folks, it's time for our third and final image. You won't believe this one. Behold, Jack Sparrow and Darth Vader in a WWF-style cage match. This is the ultimate showdown. Pirates versus Sith Lords, a match made in heaven, or maybe a galaxy far, far away.
Are you ready to rumble? In this corner, weighing in at an undisclosed number of doubloons, the captain of the Black Pearl, Jack the Swashbuckler Sparrow. And in the other corner, the Dark Lord of the Sith, the heavy breather himself, Darth the Force Choker Vader.
I can already see the pay-per-view sales skyrocketing, but the real question is, who would win in this epic battle?
Well, it all depends on whether Jack Sparrow can use his charm to convince Darth Vader to switch to the lighter side of the Force, or if Vader can convince Sparrow that the Empire offers better dental benefits.
Only time will tell, AndyBot, and that concludes our AI image review segment for tonight. I hope you enjoyed those hilarious images as much as we did. Stick around because we have more laughs coming up with our special guest, Darth Vader.
Thank you. It's great to be here, even if it is on the planet of the rebel scum. I'm kidding. But seriously, have you ever tried using the Force to get a decent cup of coffee around here? It's like the baristas are all Jedi mind tricking me into drinking sludge. I mean, I have the power to choke people with my mind, but I still can't get a latte with almond milk. It's like the galaxy is conspiring against me. But enough about my caffeine addiction. Let's talk about relationships. I was married once, you know? Yes, it's true. But unfortunately, things didn't work out. She was always telling me to embrace the light side of the Force. And I was all like, but the dark side has cookies and a pretty sweet BDSM scene. Don't even get me started on the in-laws. Her father was a Jedi, for crying out loud. Talk about awkward family dinners. Ever tried having a conversation with someone who's levitating the salt shaker and turning your steak into a lightsaber duel? And to make matters worse, he was always using the Force to do these Jedi mind tricks on me. You will eat your vegetables, Darth Vader. You will not destroy any more planets, Darth Vader. It's like, come on, man, let me live my life. And don't even get me started on the therapy bills. It's not easy being a Sith Lord with abandonment issues, but hey, at least I have cookies to comfort me. Dark chocolate chip, of course. And a secret stash of space weed for when the dark side gets too dark. But you know what they say. If at first you don't succeed, build a Death Star and destroy their planet. Or, sleep with their sister. All right, I know what you're thinking. Darth Vader doing stand-up comedy? What's next? The Emperor doing a tap dance routine? But I'll have you know, I've got more jokes up my sleeve than buttons on my suit. Like, have you ever tried meditating with a room full of stormtroopers? It's like trying to find inner peace in the middle of a battle between Ewoks and Jawas. They're clanking around in their armor, breathing heavily like they're auditioning for a Darth Vader impression contest. And don't even get me started on their lack of aim. I swear they couldn't hit the broad side of a bantha if their lives depended on it. And speaking of the Empire, I think it's time we address the bantha in the room. Yes, we blew up Alderaan, but in our defense, they were overdue on their space taxes. And let's not forget they were harboring rebel sympathizers. So really, we were doing the galaxy a favor. Plus, have you seen the price of space taxes these days? It's enough to make a Sith Lord want to retire, or start a GoFundMe page. And let's not forget about the Death Star. Sure, it had a few design flaws, but let's be honest, the real problem was the guy who thought it was a good idea to put a thermal exhaust port right next to the reactor core. I mean, what was he thinking? Did he miss the day in engineering school where they covered basic safety protocols? It's like he was trying to win the award for Galaxy's worst employee. All right, I'll wrap this up. I just want to leave you all with one final thought. No matter how hard life gets, no matter how many rebel uprisings you have to put down, never forget to find the humor in it all. And if all else fails, just force choke someone. It's a great stress reliever. Just kidding, don't do that. But seriously, don't forget to laugh, even if it's at the expense of a pesky rebel or two. Keep the humor strong, my friends, and may the Force be with you.
And that's a wrap on this clip from ColinDiffusion. Fun fact, everything you just saw and heard, even what I'm saying right now, was written by the amazing GPT-4 AI technology. If you enjoyed it, hit like and subscribe to No Reruns for more AI-generated entertainment that'll keep you coming back for more. Stay tuned for future clips and full episodes of ColinDiffusion and other shows that push the boundaries of AI-generated content. Thanks for joining us on this thrilling journey, and we'll see you next time at No Reruns.